All right, it's running. Good morning. It is McMeen, Sparta, New Jersey. It's a little warmer out than 2 degrees, the way it has been. Snow is still all over the place. And it's the day after I came out of the studio recording some music. And on Facebook, I made an offer that if people were interested in how I arranged a power ballad or anthem in the pop rock genre for fingerstyle guitar, to let me know. And a number of people let me know, seemed interested in that. Now, perhaps my threshold of interest was lower than it should have been, in the sense that it probably only took 2 people to be interested for me to want to do this. But putting that aside, I have done an album called Heart Guitar, and it has a lot of my favorite pop, rock, Christian contemporary anthems or power ballads on it. And I thought people might be interested. How do you take one of these incredible pieces of music and try to arrange it for fingerstyle guitar? And I'm kind of a specialist in the area of crazy because I've arranged 6 Sousa marches for guitar, trying to follow up and honor the incredible job that Guy Van Duzer did with Stars and Stripes Forever, which is, he did it as a college kid. It's more than daunting. And if I talk about it too much, I'm going to go into too much self-loathing. So we'll just leave it at that. But so the idea is taking different genres and trying to capture them on fingerstyle guitar. I thought it might be fun to take one that I did yesterday, the great song called What About Love, done by the group Heart in the 80s, got to the top 10 on the Billboard charts. And at this point, you should stop the tape, which is an archaism. Sounds cooler than stopping the digital streaming, or whatever term we use now, and go to YouTube and play the video on that thing. And then come back to me. And when you come back to me, I think your thoughts may well be, what is a geriatric guy like you trying to take that incredible video? It's got incredible, beautiful ladies, visually amazing, great harmony singing, a great lead guitar solo, smoke, visual stuff. It's just a tour de force in music. And then trying to do that plinky guitar, it's kind of interesting. But let's sally forth and see whether we can reach any conclusions or share any kind of wisdom or help for those of us foolish enough to try to do this. Okay, where do we start? If you're going to try to take a wonderful piece of music and do it on fingerstyle guitar, first you have to choose wisely. What do I mean by that? It's probably unwise to even choose anything in this genre. It would take a song that has strength, maybe 2 or 3 parts. It's strong in every part. A lot of music, a lot of popular music is really strong in the chorus or the hook. But the lead into that, while it's appealing vocally, maybe with harmonies, beautiful voices, in terms of guitar solos might not quite work. And in this area, choice is important because you're going to invest your time and emotional soul into these songs. And so you want to start with something that you're going to end up with, you're going to be able to do something with. Now this song, What About Love, I wasn't sure whether I could pull it off. And so there was really some conscious effort in this. For me, most of the music I do, I can sort of figure it out in 20 minutes. Figure out what I want to do in 20 minutes, and then it's there. This one, I wasn't sure that I really had to think through how I wanted to do it. Such an amazing piece of music. What About Love? Fits in with the theme of Heart Guitar. So where do you start? So the choice is important. I wanted to do some more Motown things. On this album, I did do Tracks of My Tears. An incredible song. Smokey Robinson, the lyrics are amazing. But a lot of Motown things I found had really strong choruses, or a few phrases But the lead-in stuff for guitar I didn't think was memorable enough that I could pull it off. Whereas the Four Tops, Levi Stubbs and the boys singing that, wow. They could pull anything. They could sing the phone book and it would be great. The guys were terrific. And so, choice is important. So, I said so how many times? So where do we start? Choice is really important. Then, what tuning do we want to use? I think most of us have a default tuning. I default to this unusual tuning, C, G, D, G, A, D, which to borrow some thinking by my friend Steve Boffman, he puts a little phrase to remember. Celtic guitars do good and drive. I didn't want to say drink, didn't want to say drugs. I wanted to be positive. I didn't want to say die. So Celtic guitars do good and drive. C, G, D, G, A, D, bass to treble, K bowed up almost always, because it's a little low. And a few years ago, I tried tuning it up and doing all kinds of things to avoid using capo. They just didn't work for various reasons. So, capo 2, 4, 5, somewhere. There's the capo at 4. So, a favorite tune you use, it might be standard tuning, might be drop D, might be dadgad for some people. In my case, it's C-gad. Now, I've written a whole bunch of music and other tunings for other guitarists. I don't usually play in those tunings. Sometimes I have, but not in recent years, like 40 years, 35, 40. So you find a tuning you're comfortable with. Then it's a matter of finding the key that you're comfortable with. I mean, I tend to default to G, or C. There are other ones, B flat, D, some other ones, F, but it's usually either G or C for me, capoed up. So starts in the minor, then goes into the major. So what to do? Key. I usually like to play along with the songs, to tune it or capo the guitar so that I can play along with what they're singing so I don't miss anything. I couldn't do that in the key I liked here because I'd have to capo way up here or lower the tuning of the guitar. I didn't want to do that. Most of the time I could pick up the melody, but there was one phrase I really struggled with. One time it does that, another time I think it goes in the melody of that. Just couldn't figure it out. And then I just threw the whole thing out the window. I just went for broke in the studio yesterday and did it the way I felt I wanted to do it. Didn't get obsessive about it. So, I wanted to start, so figured out the choice, the tuning, the key. Now, in terms of capo position, I wanted to be aware of other tunes I had on the album so that I didn't have too much in one position. I wanted to have some variety. So I ended up capoing at the 4th fret. It's very, very sweet sound. Sometimes there are intonation issues, and I really had to be careful on that because one feature of this song that appealed to me was there was a flavor of people singing in unison, and one person holding the note and then the other going down in the melody. In other words, like this. I spent more time tuning on this song in the studio than I did playing it, to be honest with you, because I had to be kind of close. This is a tricky one. And that was the feature in this key and this tuning in this song that led me to think that I can do something interesting on this. Because if you listen to the melody on that YouTube video, I think there's a flavor of, or exactly this, or a flavor of this. Now, I didn't do that. I cheated on that a little bit. I did a little slide. I kind of cheated on that melody. So I kind of finesse that a little bit. I do that sometimes. So it's not exactly what is sung. I want to try to handle things so that the guitar version is interesting. Okay. So I wanted to start in the bass, and then being aware of this. Okay, so how's it go now that I'm talking? Here we go in this. Okay, so I got a little of this flavor here. Then I wanted to take it into the higher register. Now I could have played the B part in this register too, which goes. Let's see. But instead, I wanted to go to the higher register and do that A part again in the higher register. So, in other words, start here. There's a little pick and strum thing going on there, so it's a little different texture on the higher register than in the lower register. Lower register kind of straightforward, but in the higher register got a little bit of a groove to it. I want to show the right hand of it. In other words, so it's kind of picking in the bass, strumming with the ring finger. Different texture, just to have little variation. And I didn't consciously work this stuff out. It just kind of developed based on how I felt and was playing the song. So and here's another example of the unison. So kind of a different texture. And then it goes into this great B part. Change the melody a little bit. Instead of... Okay, let's do it again. And I wanted to have a little bit of a moving bass line there while the note was held. While that was held. And a little different way of playing that repeat. More chordal. So the first time was okay, I know what to do then. On the fly, I decided to go back to the bass part. There in the bass part, I did a little something different. Before it was something like that. Just a little variation. Now at that point, I think they go to the end of the minor there. Instead of the But it just led me to think it's crying out for a key change. And I did toy with the idea of stopping the tape, moving the capo, and playing the whole thing a step above. I said, well, no, I'll try to be a real guitar player and actually work the key change out. And so the key change kind of hints at the melody. It's not the whole thing, but it gives a flavor, and it's a shot in the arm. Like key change up a step is like a shot of adrenaline for a piece of music. It really just shoots it into the different level, different plateau. So in other words, dun, dun, dun. That part was here. I realize you can't really see the left hand there. Because let's see. It goes to a D. Cape it up. Now this key change is really risky because if you hit the wrong string, it's horrible sounding. It's a if I hit the one string, it really is awful. So I really had to be careful not to do that. So then the question is, well, how you land this playing then? And the relative minor is this. I don't think I've ever played that chord in 20-some albums. Like a F sharp minor, keep out up down here. So I said, first I had to find it. So once I found it, I said, well, let's find some way to end the song then. I thought just something like this. To pull it back on the neck of the guitar gently to get a little flavor of a vibrato on that open string. Since it was the last note, I want to have some character in it. So ooh. So anyway, that's how I went about doing that fantastic song. Now, interestingly, there's another song I did on this album called Burning Heart. It's kind of a similar flavor to that. It's an incredible theme to Rocky, one of the themes to Rocky IV. I mean, and it's kind of in the same key, not on that key change, but just a fantastic tune. And I think I played at this capo position. That's one where I played it in the bass first and then to the treble. fantastic piece of music. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know, and any comments or whatever, and best to you and your music, whether guitar or some other instrument. Take good care. Bye-bye.